Let me tell you a story of a people long ago. It has been passed from my ancestors, from theirs, and so on and so on. In the echo of a whisper, a history managed to blow through. It hit my ear, opened my eyes, made my mouth speak, my nostrils flare, made me breathe so I can share with you tonight on this holy land that the Illinois, the Blackfoot, the Cree, the Fox, the Apache, the Cherokee, the Potawatomi, the Navajo, the Hopi, the Shawnee, the Olmec, the Toltec, the Maya, the Zapotec, the Mexica, we the Aztecs, all the peoples of Mexico, we the Mexicans were born, conceived by the earth, rain, wind, and fire of our origins. Long before Columbus, Hernando Cortez, long before Spanish lords and landowners, before rape, plunder, before religious persecution, before robbery, before castration of our cultures and our histories, long before tears of blood that rained down by a Spanish cross. I meant sword or cross, I often get them confused just as the Spanish did. Long before young children were raped, breaking them open from the inside, long before desecration of a people, before genocide, before genocide, before genocide. A land that we, the Olmec, the Maya, the Zapotec, the Toltec, the Mexica, we the Mixtecs, we the Aztecs, we the Mexicans were born, whispered in the echoes of time, long before Spanish rule, taxes, and slavery, before murdered Africans thrown into the deep dark sea, before those that escaped to maroon communities of resistance, long before stolen gold, stolen land, people, and labor, before Higueldo's bell ringing for independence, independence, independence. Long before California, Colorado, Texas, Mexico, Arizona, Utah, Nevada was stolen. Long before the border was created and then was moved. Before Zapata, Pancho Villa. Long before railroads cut across ancient communal lands. Before industrialization. Before European nations bought, stole native soil. Long before peasant farmer strikes. Before national revolutions. Before gun in hand when the border was nothing more than an invisible line blown away made of sand. Long before bracero and day laborers. Before mop, clean, clip, trim, cut, sweep, paint, wash. Long before go home, spick, pick, pick, pick tomatoes. Go home, spick, pick, pick, pick cucumbers. Go home, spick, pick, pick, pick strawberries and oranges and grapes and squash. Go home, spick, pick, pick, pick which child will go with you and which will stay, which will eat and which will go hungry. Go home, spick, pick, pick, pick who your babies will stay with and what way to come back. Long before 4 families to a 1-room studio apartment extra compact version. Long before streets paved with gold, with climates that are cold. Long before they're taking American jobs. Before De Los Huertas, Cesar Chavez, Julio Lozano, Emma Lozano, Irma Romero, Elvira Arellano. Before the Brown Berets and the Chicano movement. Before school walkouts and farmer strikes. Before Si Se Puede, before Chicano power and Viva la Raza. Before you got papers. What papers? What do I need papers for? You need papers to get papers, of course. Of course, so what was I thinking? I have no papers, so to get those papers that I don't have, I need to get those papers first. Yes, exactly. Before undocumented, you can't get on this list for life-saving surgery. Before immigrant, am I granted the right to live free? And this is my land, that is our land. Am I granted freedom, justice, and equality? Before alien from the planet Mexico, before illegal alien, before illegal alien, before illegal is a lie, and there is no such thing as an illegal human being, because we are all born on this earth, and this is our resting place. You see, before all of this, in the echo of a whisper, a history managed to blow through. Aztlán, Teotihuacan, Palenque, Tecal, Tula, Tenochtitlan. You see, before all of this, our origins, our birthplace managed to slip through in the echo of a whisper. Tenochtitlan slipped through in the collective memories of our souls. Its gardens, enormous marketplace, running fountains, its great ball courts, its spectacular temples all managed to whisper to us now and then. Don it seemed goddess of the pagan natives, transformed into the Virgen de Guadalupe. People pray to her now and then. Dia de los Muertos, altars to our loved ones passed into the afterworld. The Popol Vuh and its epic tales, the great temples to the moon and sun of Teotihuacan, magnificent Olmec heads carved into stone to look at us for eternity. Ancient African rhythms and movements all slipped through in the echo of a whisper, blown away in the winds of our collective memory. Now I know you are asking, I thought this was titled The Mexicans' Revenge, and what kind of revenge is the echo of a whisper? But the story is not finished and it's just begun. You see, they did not understand that when they stole 51% of Mexico, they thought it was over. They did not realize that in Mexico there existed Mexicanas and Mexicanos. They overlooked that small fact, and when the border was moved, we never respected it. They did not estimate 8 million quote-unquote undocumented Mexicans and another 28 million quote legal living in the empire of the United States on the continent of North America. They did not expect a flow of people back and forth across their precious border. You see, my friends, wherever I go, there we are. You see, wherever I go, there we are. Wherever I go, there we are. Wherever I go, there we are. More than just me. cooking in the kitchens of New Orleans. There we are, organizing in communities of Pilsen, Little Village, back of the yards in Humboldt Park, Cicero. There we are, in smaller cities such as Saginaw, Michigan, running monthly publications. There we are, running a small shop in Detroit and Grand Rapids. There we are, working in the hotels of New York, running a small shop in Spanish Harlem. There we are, working in the fields of Indiana, Wisconsin, and Ohio. There we are, we have always been what is called the Southwest, going to school, writing books, painting. There we are, working construction, teaching in the schools of San Antonio and Houston. There we are, in the factories of Kentucky and Carolinas. There we are, working in the meatpacking plants of Lexington and Grand Island, Nebraska. There we are, marching in Boyle Heights, crying Viva Zapata. There we are, all over California. There we are, all over the United States, from north to south, coast to coast. There we live, we struggle, fight and resist, whether we are considered legal or illegal. There we are, there we have been, and there we will stay. The Mexicans' revenge.